Mayday, mayday, mayday! Air Transat 236. The right engine has flamed out.
Imagine a plane flying smoothly over the Atlantic Ocean, with hundreds of passengers chatting and relaxing. Suddenly, the pilots noticed something alarming. An instrument flickered with an unexpected reading. Could they really be out of fuel in the middle of nowhere? How would they handle the situation, miles away from land? How did they do it? Get ready for a story of amazing piloting skills, quick decisions, and a miraculous landing that shocked the world. This is the incredible story of Air Transat Flight 236. On August 24, 2001, the Toronto morning sun reflected off the smooth metal hull of Air Transat Flight 236. Captain Robert Pichet, a seasoned pilot with a kind smile and countless hours under his belt, completed his final checks. His first officer, Dirk de Jager, younger but sharp as a tack, mirrored his movements. Today, they were set to take 293 passengers on a calm journey across the Atlantic, from Toronto to Lisbon. Everything was loaded and ready, fuel tanks full for the 7-hour flight, excitement buzzing in the cabin. With a smooth roar, the plane lifted off, leaving a trail of vapor in the clear blue sky. Hours melted away like butter on toast. Passengers chatted, movies flickered on screens, and flight attendants weaved through the aisles with drinks and snacks. But in the quiet of the control panel, a tiny wrinkle appeared. An instrument blinked, showing unusual readings for the right engine's oil. Confused, Piche and de Jager contacted maintenance back on land. They ran diagnostics, checked procedures, but the problem remained a mystery. Suddenly, another light on the cockpit display blinked, a fuel imbalance warning. Now, this was concerning. Piche, a man of experience, decided to rely on his gut feeling. He remembered a similar situation from his training days and instructed de Jager to transfer fuel from one wing to the other to balance it out. It seemed like the right thing to do, but they didn't realize it would lead to a big problem. Deep within the right engine, a hidden problem was lurking. A fuel line had been misplaced during recent maintenance, causing a small unnoticed leak. The clever design of the Airbus hid this issue, as the fuel tanks automatically balanced themselves, keeping the pilots unaware. As the sun set, casting orange and purple across the sky, things got worse. The fuel meter started dropping rapidly. The pilots did their calculations and checked their maps. They realized they couldn't make it to Lisbon. Their only hope was Lajes Airport, a small dot on the vast Atlantic map, located in the Azores. A tense silence filled the cabin as Piche announced they were diverting to a different airport. The crew braced themselves for a rough landing, unaware of the real trouble ahead. A crew member looked out into the darkening sky and saw nothing unusual on the wings. The pilots, thinking it was just a faulty sensor, decided not to check for a fuel leak again. This time, their experience might have worked against them.
Frightening moments aboard an Air Asia X flight. The plane violently shaking. About 90 minutes later, passengers say they heard a loud bang.
Listen to the briefing. Our survival depends on your cooperating.
The low-cost airline is investigating what happened, calling the incident a technical issue.
The vast ocean stretched below them, both beautiful and terrifying. The fuel meter kept dropping, each tick diminishing their hope, desperately. They switched fuel feeds, trying to keep the remaining engine running. But it was too late. With a sputter, the right engine died, plunging the plane into tense silence. Piche reacted immediately, his years of training taking over. He pushed the remaining engine to its limit, but without the other engine, they couldn't maintain altitude. The plane began a slow descent, turning into a powerless glider over the vast ocean. Darkness filled the cockpit, with only the dim emergency instruments providing light. Oxygen masks dropped, a grim reminder of their dire situation. But even in the face of despair, a miracle unfolded. A hidden device, a ram air turbine, emerged from beneath the aircraft. Using the wind rushing past, it generated a trickle of electricity, just enough to keep essential instruments alive. Now, they were truly flying blind, relying on their instincts and the flickering lights. Air traffic control in Lajes, alerted to their emergency, did everything possible to help. They flashed the runway lights, a beacon of hope in the endless night. Piche, ever the captain, knew this landing would be unlike any other. He had to balance the speed. Too slow, and they'd stall. Too fast and landing would be impossible. Every decision was a gamble, every second precious.
How could a state-of-the-art computerized airliner suffer such a catastrophic failure?
The Airbus A330 carrying over 350 passengers heading to Malaysia.
The plane was really, really limping on, like it was shuddering.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. We have lost both engines due to fuel starvation. We are gliding now.
As they neared the runway, they realized they were too high. Pish, with a cool head, executed a daring move. A 360-degree turn to reduce altitude. With de Jager calling out airspeeds and monitoring instruments, they prepared for the landing. The touchdown was rough, the plane bouncing on the runway before coming to a halt in a shower of sparks. Tires burst, alarms rang, but most importantly, the plane had stopped. A wave of relief washed over the crew as they quickly ordered a rescue. Within minutes, all 306 souls on board were safely on the ground, shaken but alive. The news of their remarkable achievement, the longest powerless glide in aviation history, spread rapidly. The world admired Captain Peach and his crew for their composure in chaos, which saved hundreds of lives. In Toronto, families who had anxiously awaited news erupted in cheers as their worries dissolved. Investigations later pinpointed the cause, a misplaced fuel line, highlighting the critical need for meticulous maintenance. It also underscored missed chances to detect the leak, reminding everyone that even experienced pilots can be influenced by confirmation bias, sticking to initial assumptions. The incident sparked a wave of changes in the aviation industry. New protocols were implemented, demanding stricter fuel leak checks and revised warning systems that wouldn't be easily ignored. Training simulations were revamped, incorporating scenarios like the one faced by Flight 236. Communication between pilots and maintenance crews became paramount, fostering a culture of questioning and double-checking. For Pish, the experience was life-altering. He became a hero, forever linked to the Azores glider. He retired from flying a few years later, the memory of that night forever etched in his mind. But more importantly, he carried the profound gratitude for the second chance they were all given. For the passengers, the test left a lasting mark. Some swore off flying altogether, the vast emptiness of the ocean a constant reminder of their vulnerability. Others, however, felt a newfound appreciation for life, the close call sparking a fire to chase dreams and cherish every moment. Years passed, but the story of Air Transat Flight 236 remained a potent reminder in the annals of aviation history. It served as a testament to human courage, the ingenuity of engineering, and the unwavering spirit of survival that can blossom even in the face of unimaginable adversity. It was a story not just of a plane landing without engines, but of a crew and passengers who, against all odds, found themselves back on solid ground, forever bound by their shared experience in the vast sky. Have you ever had an unusual experience during a flight? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to subscribe for more updates on the latest in aviation mysteries.